and we can hopefully actually fill for a minute. I noticed on the last episode, which unfortunately I'm very sorry hasn't gone up yet, but hopefully I'll get it up tomorrow. Uh, there was a lot of just nothing from when I had said, "All right, I'll hit record now," and just silence, and I was like, or not, just like that. Mike giggles, and then everyone else talks.
Right. So,
Whoa,
yeah.
Gothic earned a 50K bits badge.
Oh, cool.
Is that like on this channel spent like over a lifetime? Is that what that means? Because holy crap. That is ridiculous.
Gothic has been supporting us for a very long time.
Thanks, buddy. Give you a big old kiss later. You know, if I ever actually meet you. We should do that sometime. You're not that far away anymore. Maybe not the big old kiss part, you know, unless you're into that. I mean, we were what, married and getting a divorce and then didn't get a divorce. So, like, big old kiss shouldn't be that weird.
Lawyer's note, this does not count as solicitation. All right, continue.
And killed an elephant. And oh my god, I listened to the Kane and Rince episode about It Takes Two, and they were they all said that the part with Princess Cutie was really funny. And I'm like, you British monsters. Which, I mean, it was, looking back, it was funny in like an extremely black humor kind of way, but like, at the time, it was not funny. It was awful. It was traumatizing. Anyway. Everyone, I highly recommend you watch mine and Gothic's playthrough of It Takes Two on the YouTube channel.
When you're not busy watching Sandman.
Yeah. It was a really fun playthrough with Gothic. And then hiccups. But okay, so that's like 3 minutes of fill time. We should be good. So here we go. Ow, jam! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mana Pool. Oh, it says it on the screen. This is episode 656, because we're palindromic again, of the Mana Pool, and I am Chewy, the lead dork. I went to Carowinds yesterday, which is an amusement park that straddles North and South Carolina. And every time we would have to cross the line into South Carolina, I would go, oh, because I feel dirty. And I have all these other dorks here. Who are you dorks?
I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler and tangent master, and I did not go to Carowinds yesterday or the day before, but I did go see Thor on Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. You can guess who Sam's favorite characters were.
The goats?
Yes, the goats. As soon as they showed up, I was like, yep.
Those are Amanda's favorite characters, too.
I mean, they just played the part so well.
Next.
And with me are some other dorks.
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy. And trying to think of the last movie I saw. What was it?
Mike has never actually watched a movie in his life.
There was that one. Oh well.
But I say, while he thinks about that, I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greatest man alive and moral compass of the group, and I have a hole in my shoulder.
It's true. For more on that, check out the odds and ends on this episode when it goes live. You can also find out why Mike got put under anesthesia for the first time ever.
And now I need to go back and listen to the odds and ends from before I got here because holy crap. And if these are related, then I want to know what you guys did to each other, or do I not? Maybe I don't.
For
No
confidentiality's sake, we're going to say not.
As our lawyer, you advise us to keep that to ourselves.
Oh no, keep going. Keep going.
All right. Also, apologies because as of this recording, last week's episode hasn't gone up yet. Because when last week's episode would have gone up, the previous week's Just Chatting episode went up because I got sick and died, and then I've just been behind, and life keeps popping up. And then I took a day off to go to Carowinds. So.
But then he got better.
Yeah. So, hopefully I'll get last week's episode posted tomorrow, and then this week's episode will go up early, like next week as usual. That's the hope. So long as life will stop jumping up and punching me in the face. And I don't see myself taking any more days off to go to Carowinds in the near future, unfortunately. I keep telling the dorks that the four of us just need to go to Carowinds. No kids, no anyone else, just the four of us. Actually, this is the first time I've said that out loud, but it's been in my head ever since I talked to all of them earlier. And we'll just ride roller coasters all day, and then we'll go home and we'll die because we're old.
Sounds about right.
But anyway, so yeah, this is episode 656, and today all of the Dominaria United stuff was shown. There's the big, what are they calling it now? It's like a Nintendo Direct, but not, what is the word? Hey chat, what is that called? Somebody in the Discord was like, is this just WotC's version of a Nintendo Direct? And yeah, that's what it looked like. But it's like their stream where they reveal stuff. They've given them a name. Wizards Presents. Thank you, chat. And also other people in chat. Yeah, so Wizards Presents is like Nintendo Direct, except a lot less people care. Now, I think we should do the mechanics and then break for the Mad Lib, and then go back and look at cards. That was the idea I had. What do you think?
I think that's good.
Okay.
Because we have been trying to do Brian's new Mad Lib for like 3 or 4 episodes now, and we keep going, nah. So last week we decided, you know what? It's just previews. I don't care about previews. We're going to stop and do the Mad Lib at some point. So, I guess we'll start with the mechanics as usual.
Yep. Now, sometimes I'm the only one or one of 2 people that actually watches, like, the preview video, whatever they call it, on the day that we start previews. Thanks to work and a trial and all that, I have actually not seen this. And so I thought about looking at it while we were getting set up, and I'm like, you know what? No, this is going to be like, for me anyway, this is going to be a completely blind reaction. So, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All
right, so mechanics. First up, we have Enlist. And Enlist is... Okay, so I had this thought when I read Enlist. I was like, this is like they fixed the attack side of banding. And I was like, nah, that's stupid. And then someone in the Discord said, oh, yeah, someone on Reddit said it's like a fixed banding. And I was like, huh? So Enlist, we've got a card here, the Guardian of Benalia, who, for 1 and a white, is a 2/2 human soldier at rare, with Enlist. And also, whenever the Guardian of Benalia enlists a creature, you scry 2. Ooh. And you can discard a card to give Guardian of Benalia indestructible until end of turn and tap it. So it's almost like regeneration. Because regeneration, once the regeneration happens, then it taps the creature. But no one seems to remember that, and they don't use regeneration much anymore, if at all. So,
Does regeneration also remove it from combat? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, if it's in combat.
Okay. This doesn't do that.
yeah, it's a much cleaner thing.
Yeah.
So Enlist says, or the reminder text anyway, says, as this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness. That's important. Also, the word summoning sickness on a card. How cool is that?
Yeah.
When you do tap the non-attacking creature without summoning sickness, add its power to this creature's until end of turn.
Okay. So this only triggers once.
Yep.
So you can't be like, I attack with the Guardian, and I'm going to tap these 5 creatures to enlist. I'm going to enlist these 5 creatures. You can only enlist with one creature.
You can only enlist one creature. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only enlist one creature for each creature with enlist. But if I attack with 2 creatures with enlist, and I have 2 creatures standing by that don't have summoning sickness, each one of the creatures with enlist can be like, you come with me. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And that you add its power to this creature's until end of turn. So not just for combat, but then once combat is over, it's still plus whatever for the remainder of the turn. I like it. That may have other application.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like that it specifies here that the enlisted creature can't have summoning sickness, but that doesn't mean that it could have attacked. And it points out creatures with defender or things that have been pacified or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which didn't occur to me at a first reading, but makes perfect sense. So that's cool. And yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice and simple, and I like it.
Okay. Cool. Very
Yeah.
creature centric.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wait, what's this?
This
okay.
is read ahead.
No, read ahead. But no, I was reading. There's a second paragraph here in list that I missed. But it's just, hey, if that creature's not on the battlefield when it triggers, it'll use its last known power. Got it.
Yeah. So this one is read, or wait, is that what you meant? Read ahead. I thought you meant like read ahead, but
Well, no, it's called read ahead because of what it does. I know you don't know that yet, but yeah.
Okay. So,
Also, the English language is stupid, so it's read ahead, not read ahead or read ahead.
Yeah. Okay. This paragraph does not tell me what it does, so there's a preview.
Yeah, it's in the reminder text.
Okay. So the phasing of Zephyr, which was that city that Teferi made go bye-bye and it never came back. Ooh.
Continent, wasn't it?
Was it a city or a continent? It was a large
It was a very large area.
Yeah.
Maybe an entire country.
He did it to save it, but he now can't get it back. So, oops. It's a rare. It looks like it's a saga. Yeah, Enchantment Saga for 2 and 2 blue. Or read ahead. Okay, read ahead. On a saga. Choose a chapter and start with that many lore counters. Add one after your draw step. Skipped chapters don't trigger. Sacrifice after draw 3. Sacrifice after chapter 3. So you just pick the chapter that you want to start with, but you don't ever go backward.
Correct.
So if you just want 2 or 3, you just like, I'm going to skip the first chapter. You're going to read ahead. I get it. So for this thing, chapter 1 and chapter 2 are both. Another target non-land permanent phases out. It can't phase in for as long as you control the phasing of Zephyr, which, wow, that fits mechanically and flavor-wise. Chapter 3, Destroy All Creatures. This is a blue card. Alright, destroy all creatures. Oh, for each creature destroyed this way, its controller creates a 2/2 black Phyrexian creature token.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
if I
essentially a
just
mass Pongify.
right. So if I just want the breaking case of emergency, I'm going to destroy all of your angels and leave you with dumb 2/2s, I just skip to chapter 3. But if I really want to be phasing stuff out for a while, I pick chapter 1 or 2. Wow. Wow, this is going to make for some really interesting play decisions.
And more specifically, what you're phasing out is what you want to save from the wrath.
Right. But every now and then you just need to wrath. And it's yeah. Wow. I'm trying to think of how that would work with I realize this is on new sagas. I'm just trying to think of like how many previous sagas you could just be like, yeah, I'm going to go right to, this other chapter on one of these existing sagas. It's just the meat that I really want right now, and that's kind of silly. So
luckily, this does not apply to older sagas, so Brian's
Right.
entire thing there is a non-starter. I'm gonna stop him before he starts.
Thank you. Too late.
But
And
yeah.
then they've got a refresher on sagas, which we don't. But it says it's one at the end of the section. So okay.
So yeah, they're just sagas as you know it, but you get to pick where you start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Again,
means that if
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the fact that this exists tells me there's enough sagas in the set that this is worth making into a keyword, which makes me happy because I like sagas. I mean, they could put this on 5 cards, but it makes a lot more sense if it's on more than 5.
Well, I mean, we've definitely seen examples where a new mechanic appeared on 5 cards or less.
It's
and I'm
true.
not even talking about the insanity of Future Sight.
That is correct, but that is correct. Okay.
Yeah, the
Chewie, what were you
alchemist
gonna say?
in the chat points out it can also just remove 2 of your opponent's biggest guys to let you kill them before the 3rd chapter. That is also true. If you're in like a, I don't know, green blue aggro or black aggro. I'm trying to think. I don't know anything about
White
Magic.
Aggro. Yeah.
Yeah, white blue aggro is a thing every once in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Blue is tempo. So.
Oh yeah, blue red tempo. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, again, it's if you know what sagas do, then read ahead just makes perfect sense. Like, oh, okay, I just get to pick rest art, done. Just like enlist, oh, tap another thing, add its power, got it. I do like that these are very like easy to grok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then I think it's just a bunch of returning stuff.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, we know what Domain does.
Yeah, Domain is back, which Domain cares about the number of basic land types you control.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's kicker that you pay the casting cost, and then for an additional thing, the kicker does something in addition whenever it enters the battlefield or whatnot.
Yeah.
Kicker is the mechanic that so many other mechanics are compared to. Like, oh, this is another flavor of kicker.
Yeah.
So
The example cards that they have here are pretty cool, though. Like the example card for Domain is the Neshoba Brawler. Costs 1 and a green for a cat warrior. It's a star 3, and it has trample. And its domain ability is that its power is equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control.
it has built-in trample.
Yeah, and it has trample.
No.
Yeah. Well, he said that. Yeah, but
But
for
like
2 mana, that's pretty good.
yeah, like
Yeah.
a 2-mana 3/3 with trample is glorious. That there was a time when that would have been broken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a
Yeah, I
2
wonder
mana
if,
3/3 without trample was really good even back in the days of Ravnica with Watchwolf.
Yeah. I mean, now most times without dual lands, when you play this, if you play this on turn 2 on curve, it's a 1/3 or a 2/3. Any sort of dual lands, of course, then it goes up. Or do we still have the tri lands from New Capenna, don't we?
No idea.
Yes. 'Cause
Yes,
and it
in
was just
standard.
yes.
Yes. Okay. This seems really silly then. But I mean, even whether you're talking about limited or constructed, and limited, this is great because it's like this is a very fast clock. And 3 toughness is for on a 2-drop is not too shabby. So
Yeah, you
No,
remember
it's
how
good.
much we love the Elvish Warrior, the 2/3 for 2.
yeah,
Yeah, I like this card.
yeah.
And then the thing on the example card for kicker. Hey Dirk, have you seen this one?
I have not.
Ooh, you should
So-
read it.
Archangel of Wrath. For 2 and 2 white, it's a rare angel that's a 3/4. Its kicker is black and or red. It has flying and lifelink. When Archangel of Wrath enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. When Archangel of Wrath enters the battlefield, if it was kicked twice, it deals 2 damage to any target.
Yeah, but each one it triggers separately. So basically, if it enters the battlefield kicked once, it's going to deal 2. If if it's kicked twice, it's going to deal 2 to something and 2 to something, whether it's the same thing or 2 different targets.
Yeah.
And this creature has built-in lifelink.
Yeah,
So,
so
any
it's
damage.
it's also gain 2 or 4 life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I really like this card.
That's good.
yeah.
I mean, 4 mana for a 3/4 with flying and lifelink is, that's good.
I'm
But
already going to pay that. Yeah.
Yeah, but 5 mana for a 3/4 flying lifelink shock something gain 2 life. And then just adding on this, the 6th if possible is just, especially in a set where having all of the basic land types is one of the themes.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I really like this card.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, yeah, I asked in the Discord, is this not quite a Volver? And yeah, it's like a new take on Volvers,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
Which
really
the
funny.
Volvers were cool, but not all of them were awesome. This feels pretty awesome. So it does say not every kicker card is so dramatic. So this is a rare, so don't expect everything to be necessarily on this power level.
Yeah.
Probably good to get that out of the way. But yeah. What? I thought this looks new. I think somebody said that these were returning mechanics, but I've never
Oh,
seen
yeah,
a stun counter.
I
have we?
forgot that this was down here. So yeah, stun counters are they're a new thing. Okay, so the card. Wait, did anyone not read a card? No.
Everybody's read a card.
Okay, so
Mhm.
impede momentum for 1 and a blue is common. That's how you know they really want to get this across in the clearly in the preview when they show you a common. So for 1 and a blue, it's a sorcery. It says tap target creature and put 3 stun counters on it, and scry 1. Now stun counters have the reminder text: if a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove 1 from it instead.
Wow, this feels obnoxious.
I
Three
mean,
turn-
we've had things that, like, ice related things, like tap target thing, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, and that's always caused like memory problems for long things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so it just turns it into a counter. Like, oh, well, it doesn't untap during its next untap step. And if it's got multiple stun counters, well, then it continues to not untap. And I really like how they've managed to, because this is going to be a new thing, right?
I mean, I get where you're coming from, and it definitely like solves memory issues. Although the way I'm reading this and the paragraph beneath it does say this is not like just at the beginning of your turn. This is also because sometimes there are effects that like blue enchantments. This creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step, but if you have a way to like untap that creature, it will still untap, and you can kind of get around that. This is saying like if it would be untapped for any reason,
Yeah.
you remove a counter. But I am what gets me is the number 3 on this. That feels obnoxious to me. Like, oh look, I played
Oh,
a
you
creature and
meant
the opponent
this card in particular.
3. Yeah, like
Well, yeah.
I I just played a creature and you're like, okay, great, I'll lock it down. And I'm like, okay, for a turn. Like, no, for 3 turns.
I mean,
I'm like,
it's a blue pacifism, essentially.
at common. I'm just worried about how is 3 gonna be like a usual number for this?
Isn't
Because
pacifism a common?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is probably me speaking from my own. This is my
Oh
reaction.
man, I'm sitting here
This-
talking like, "What are you guys stupid? Can you not hear me?" And no, I mashed the mute button on my headset cord
With your butt?
or something.
So what were you trying
Yeah,
to?
so what is it you
wisdom
were saying then, Mike?
Like
Yeah.
everything you guys were saying, except 3 to 5 seconds before you said it. And I'm like, what is going on?
What were you? What is your? I find this card to be obnoxious. Chewy seems to think it's okay because this is blue and this is what blue does. What's kind of your take on this?
That yeah, I mean it's just pacifism, and it's I think it's a nice way to introduce this effect in a more formalized way. Um, they say that it's making its debut here, and they're going to use it here and there later on as well.
Yep.
So that's good. I mean, it's something that, if you think about it, it would have made sense for this to be in the game the whole time. Instead, it's just been like one turn here, one turn there, a couple cards spread very few and far between that use counters to do more than one turn. But yeah, why shouldn't it be a more regular thing?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Dirk, you got anything?
I kind of like it, mostly because again, we remember, what Frost Giant comes down, and it's like, oh man, did I untap it? How many turns? What? And trying to keep track of that. That once again, now there is a counter that officially says, no, yeah, you that doesn't untap, bro, because you got to take a counter off first. Once there's no counters, then you can untap it. The only problem is it's another counter to have to keep track of.
It is. So hopefully this set doesn't use too many ability counters.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah, I've
the
seen a
most
lot of
annoying
people.
deck to ever build would be the counter deck, where there are counters from like five different types out there, and having to be like, no, this bead is this color, this thing, this color bead is this color bead is this, and just someone looking at the board going, I don't know what's going on. All I know is they must have cornered the market on colored beads.
The thing over
remember
there
when-
is either an 8/8 or completely out of the game.
you remember when we used to play Magic like in person, like not on Arena, which I realize I'm probably the only one that even plays on Arena in this group, but didn't they start doing like the punch out like counters, like especially when they were adding in ability counters like flying counters, that sort of stuff? Do they still do those? It's been so long since I played paper Magic.
Yeah, so Ikoria introduced that in a big way, and there have been some other cards. I can't remember off the top of my head if they've mostly been in commander sets since then, but there have been some more cards that use ability counters.
No,
There
he's
might have been
asking
some more.
about the physical punch out counters in packs.
Yeah, there were some in. I know they had them in Ikoria, but I don't know about the more recent ones since then.
So, okay, that was a whole lot of words to say. I don't know. Got it. Pharmacist Judge in the chat says, I wonder if they're going to go backwards with this and errata old cards with this tech. Probably not, because they're functionally different.
Maybe some of the ones that use counters where it doesn't really matter what the name of the counter is. Maybe, but I don't know.
Oh, that could be. But I mean, not untapping during its next untap step and not untapping but removing
For
a
any
counter
reason.
are
Yeah,
completely
you're
different things. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They don't work. They wouldn't work the same way.
Ooh, Jay Spencer says New Capenna has them in packs. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good.
Oh, and so did New Kamigawa. I've already forgotten the actual proper
Neon
name.
Dynasty.
Neon Dynasty, thank you. Like, I've already forgotten the proper name of the damn set. So, yeah, there we go. That's the new stuff. So we're bringing back Domain and Kicker. We've got a new type of counter that I really hope, if it's not evergreen, is, deciduous, I guess is the proper term.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got read ahead for sagas and enlist for critters. Nice and simple stuff, really.
I appreciate how all of this stuff is easy to understand. At least on its face.
Because there was a period there for a while where it seemed like every new mechanic was just getting more and more and more and more complicated.
Yeah.
And I was beginning to
I
wonder if they had hit the wall with accessibility, but it looks like nope.
Yeah. But I do realize that there are some players that look to some of that complexity. I get that. But there's still ways to use these cards in a complex way.
Yeah, the complexity should be on cards, not mechanics.
Right. Or especially on card interactions. Like, you can take two mechanics and see how they fit together, and they may fit together in a novel way. I get you're saying it should be on the cards. I'm also thinking it should also be in construction as well. Not any one particular card. It should be the way that they interact.
That too, yeah. But I think any given mechanic should not take a spreadsheet and a lot of rubbing your forehead with your fingers going, what? Or how does this even work? Mm-hmm. Like, mechanics themselves should be easy to grab, and then the complexity and mechanic comes with the cards that use them.
Yeah. Explaining how a new mechanic works in a mechanics article like this, fine. Having to put out like a user manual for a new mechanic, not fine.
Yeah. But like Guardian of Nubenalia has enlist, and it's perfectly fine. And then it adds complexity with when it enlists, do a thing. Oh, that's another little step there that's not part of the mechanic itself. And I appreciate that. Yeah. So, okay, there's the first part.
Yeah.
I guess
I was going to say it's also really good when it's a sign of good card design when they make cards that not only say, hey, this is how the mechanic works, but also reward you for using that mechanic and using it correctly. So, yeah. I don't have an example of that from these cards, but we'll probably get into that. What did you want to cover next?
I think we should break into a Mad Lib so that we don't accidentally not do it again.
All right. So
chat. For those, it's been a while since we did one. So if you know Mad Libs, then you know what we do. Except instead of verb, noun, Brian calls out card types or something like that. White enchantment. Yeah. And then we answer with something that fits that.
Yes.
So,
Dang.
chat, we're going to throw something to you, so be ready.
Yeah.
Everybody that's watching.
Tell you what. Let's start the chat. Let's start off with asking chat for one straight off the bat. And the way this works is first answer we get that actually fits the description goes on the sheet. So for example, the first thing I'm looking for is a plane. So give me a plane. And if you give me the name of an instant, I'm not writing it down unless that's also the name of a plane.
Hmm.
So plane.
All right. So while chat does that, oh, never mind, there's one already.
Oh, there we go. Mm-hmm.
Alchemist says Ixalan.
It is. Yep.
Not to be confused
What were
with
we going to say
Ikoria.
while they... Actually, very much to be confused with Ikoria, apparently. Ixalan is the one with the pirates, right?
But yes.
Yeah. You were saying while they're doing that, was there something else you were going to do real quick?
Yeah, I was going to say, while they're doing that, why don't you give us the next one? But
Well, now we've got... So,
but Alchemist has no delay, apparently, so...
747. Okay, and then to the rest of you dorks, somebody give me an enchantment.
Pacifism.
All right.
There you go.
Haha, relevant.
I need an aura.
Elephant Guide? Is that the aura that is like
Yeah.
+5, +5?
Yeah, that works. Let's do one more with the dorks, and then the chat. Tell you what, I will tell chat I need an artifact. Dorks, I need an instant.
Red Elemental Blast.
See, that's not funny. Or it could be hilarious. Oh, we got Mirari in the chat. Buh. Absolutely buh. No dying.
Try not to. I need, from the dorks, I will need a card type.
What's a good card type?
Land.
That's a pretty good one.
All right, dorks, go ahead and give me a sorcery.
Impede momentum.
That is the name of the sorcery, right?
Yes.
It is
Yeah,
not.
it's the one that gives 3 stun counters that you
Yes,
didn't
I
like.
know. I still don't like it. I'll get if I go. I've been debating. Do I feel safe going to a pre-release? If I do, watch. I'll get like 3 in my sealed pool. I'll be like, and then I'll play white. All right. Hey, chat. Go ahead and give me either a keyword or ability word. Dorks, give me an artifact.
Awakened Amalgam.
Amalgam.
There you go.
Dirk, are you using a random card again?
Nope. I definitely since Ixalan has been mentioned a couple times, like, you know what? I'm going to Rivals of Ixalan, and I'm picking from their list.
Oh my god.
Al says trample for the keyword, so trample it is.
Good one.
Dorks, give me a land.
Oh, what's the red black Painland? Sulphurous Springs.
Yeah.
No reason. Certainly not because it's in Dominaria United. With 5 other Painlands, but only 5 other.
Go ahead and give me, guys. Go ahead and give me an enchantment.
Compulsion.
Ooh. Dirty.
Chat. This is kind of a different one. I try to avoid doing these, but I think it's what I kind of need this for. I'm going to need from chat a creature card, but I'm going to be using this creature's power and then its toughness. While they're giving me that, dorks give me a phase or step of the turn.
Mike's turn.
I would have been so disappointed if no one said it.
Dude, draw.
Yeah.
Draw?
Almost certainly draw.
Is that technically the draw step?
Yes.
Does it matter?
Draw
For what
phase.
I'm writing is. Alright, Pharmacist Judge gives us Artisan of Kozilek. Thank you. I just need that creature's power, and I need that creature's toughness.
It
What is it, a
is
10-9?
a 10-9.
Right? Thank you, Pharmacist.
I would have gone with Ball Lightning, but you know.
Alright, dorks, I need a keyword or ability word.
Sweep!
I'm sorry. Did you
What?
say sweep?
I did say sweep.
Because I missed the S and I just heard weep. And I'm like, is that a new mechanic?
Yeah,
I had
Jesus
not
had
heard-
it.
Yes, he did. Alright, so sweep. Dorks, I need a cog. A cog is, of course, an artifact
Oh, an
with
artifact
converted
costs
mana
one?
cost 1 or less.
Nope, that costs 2. Nope, that
This
costs
will
2.
take Dirk forever on random cards.
What the hell, brain?
Necrogen Spellbomb.
Okay. My brain immediately pulled up 2 artifacts that cost 2. I'm like, thanks, brain.
Alright, now I need to convert an artifact with converted mana cost 2 or less. I swear that's what's written in here. So hey, Chewy.
I already forgot. Was it Chromatic Star?
That costs 1.
That costs 1. Okay, not Chromatic. What's the other? Is it Prismatic Star? That's not a card. Prismatic
Lens?
Lens? Nope, that ain't
Prismatic
it.
Lens is a card.
No, that's not it. It had a picture of a star in it. Well, maybe I was thinking of Chromatic Star and I'm just dumb. Chromatic
So that-
Lens? Is that a card?
It might be.
Prophetic Lens.
Oh, Prismatic Lens. That's what was in my head. I knew it was
Right,
something
so-
like that.
Are you saying Prismatic Lens?
Yes.
Okay, we are so bad at this.
We really are. By we, I mean mostly me. I'm
Okay.
a giant idiot.
From chat.
Uh-oh.
Ready your typing fingers.
That's hot.
I need a card type. From the dorks, I need an instant.
Probably should have done that the other way around. No.
Well, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. Like, I've already asked for a card type from you guys, so I'm trying not to ask the same thing of you and trying not to ask the same thing of them. But
Divine
Instant.
Verdict.
Divine Verdict?
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
Isn't that a sorcery?
No, it's instant.
Dementor said tribal.
Broken.
Dementor also hates everybody.
Tribal is a card type. Thank you, Time Spiral.
Excuse me.
Good job, Dementor. I need from the dorks, let's get a land. And let's keep going with chat. Chat, give me a step or phase of the turn. Not Mike's turn. But dorks, land.
Dirk's turn. Oh, wait, no.
That does involve lands. You are correct.
How about Wasteland? That should be good.
Yeah.
In a Mad Lib. Does cleanup count? Yeah, cleanup counts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the official name
Where
for that?
someone gets
Clean
mad
up,
if you flip the table and you have to clean everything up.
clean up, step, clean up
Step.
phase, or is it just step?
Hmm.
Dorks, give me a creature type. Chat, give me an aura.
Dear God, how long is this Mad Lib?
It's been a while since we've done one of these, man.
I also forgot what you asked for.
Sure, we've
Creature
done longer
type.
ones.
Creature type from you guys. Aura from chat. Mike, did you say creature type?
Not yet.
Okay.
Aurochs?
Yes.
Aurochs. And Al says Rancor. Although I do see Jay Spencer just missed it with Sleep with the Fishes, which is an awesome answer, but I will go with Rancor. I can't play favorites. All right. I see that. I see that everybody likes Sleep with the Fishies, but hold on to that answer for another one maybe. Dorks, I need a card type. Chat, I need the name of a card that is a permanent.
I don't even know if there are any card types left. Does conspiracy count? That's a
so
card
far
type,
you've
right?
named tribal.
Conspiracy
So-
is a card type, yeah. It only appears on non-traditional cards, but it is a card type.
This is gonna be awesome. The permanent card is the Unstable Obelisk. All right.
That's out of nowhere.
I was expecting someone to jump back in with Sleep with the Fishes again.
All right. Dorks, give me an equipment, and chat, give me a colorless card.
Nekote.
Brian can't spell that.
I don't have to spell it. You don't have to see my thing. I just have to spell it so that I can pronounce it. Nekote.
Yes.
All right.
That's a weird
And
equipment.
Shifuji says Dragonfire. Colorless damage. Nice. Hey, chat.
Hey. Oh.
Give me a sorcery. Hey, dorks, give me a zone of play.
I don't even know those. I'm sorry.
Exile.
Yeah.
Exile is a zone.
You're a zone.
What was Dragonfire the answer for?
Colorless
A
card.
colorless card. Oh,
guess
wait,
they
shouldn't
meant-
that...
I guess they meant Vial of Dragonfire.
Or do you think they meant Ghost Fire?
Yeah, because there's no card named Dragonfire. They could have meant Vial of Dragonfire, or they possibly could have meant Ghostfire. Chifuji,
Yeah.
what did you mean by that?
Yeah. So, Chifuji, we need to know what you meant, and then still waiting on a sorcery from chat. Chifuji meant Ghostfire. That's the card that popped up.
Yeah,
in
that's
my
what popped
mind.
into my head. And
Mhm.
because it was about the ghost dragon, like my brain just autocorrected and was like, yep.
Yeah, and it was, and I think I even said colorless damage. You know.
Yeah, you did.
Hey,
And when
man.
you said that, I was like, they printed another one. So I went and looked it up in Gatherer.
Whoops.
Still waiting on sorcery. Sorcery. Abandon hope. All right. Thank you, Dementor. Gonna be so great. I shouldn't say that, but this is gonna be great. Let me give 2 to the dorks. Hey, dorks, give me a green or white sorcery.
No. Green doesn't
That
have
was
sorceries.
Lay of the Land.
And dorks, give me an instant.
Sleep. Oh.
while they're thinking of that, chat, give me a keyword or ability word. All right. Back to you guys. Give me an instant.
I've completely blanked on instance. I'm trying to think of a black one, and I can't.
Hornswoggle.
I'm sorry, what?
Hornswoggle.
Swoggle. What is that from?
It's from Rivals of Ixalan. It's an uncommon.
Yeah, remember he's got Rivals of Ixalan open?
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
Alchemist came in right before Jay Spencer. Looks
With
like
channel.
the keyword is channel. Yeah. Not like channel fireball. Ooh. Dorks, give me an artifact. Hey, chat, give me a black aura or black instant. But dorks, give me an artifact.
Throne of Bone. Because I'm 12.
It is a card. All right.
Ooh.
Jay Spencer beats Dementor this time with Disfigure.
Ooh, that's a good one for a Mad Lib.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, this might be like a parental guidance advised to this.
Would have also accepted torture. Ugh.
Dorks, I need a card type. Hey, chat, give me the name of any card. But dorks, give me a card name.
What?
You mean type?
Card type, sorry. Man, I got dorks card type. Chat card name.
Yeah, there aren't many left. Creature.
Yeah. Definitely creature. Yeah.
Aren't many left, he said, with there's I don't know. Aha! Jay Spencer says, sleep with the fishes. Nice. Oh, but Dementor came in first with Little Girl. I almost missed that. Sorry, man.
Oh, little girl is probably funnier.
Oh my god, I might get banned for saying.
Oh, God, are we going to be disfiguring little girls?
Oh, this one's gonna be wow. I need hey dorks, give me no, you know what? Wow. Yeah, we are all getting banned, Shifuji. Hey chat, real quick, give me a legendary creature or planeswalker. Dorks, give me an ability word.
Already said that one.
Threshold.
That's an ability word now. Ramirez de Pietro. Oh my God.
I am not gonna pronounce that correctly.
How many
All right.
are left?
10. But
Jesus.
What?
it's one of these ones where it's really thick. So
Like with
dorks,
3 C's.
Dorks, give me a keyword. Chat, give me any creature.
What's a good keyword? Ooh, what if we just go within list?
Sure.
There you go.
All right, in list. And for the creature, the
Almighty Brushwag. And don't forget, Almighty Brushwag is the full name of the card.
Let's see. Dorks, give me an aura. Chat, give me
Sleep with the fish.
For
God,
goodness
fair.
sake.
Nailed it. Looking out for you, Jay Spencer.
So you're just gonna be disappointed that, you know. All right. So I'm waiting on an instant from chat. Unless what's up is an instant, which I don't think it is.
No.
Okay.
Is it not?
I don't think it is.
Give it a few years.
Two arms is an instant. All right.
Fog.
Fog. Thank you, Draconic. Yeah, we're getting close to the end.
Sorta.
Yeah, chat, give me a keyword or ability word. Dorks, give me a colorless non-land permanent.
Way back up there, someone said Scion of Ugin, and I liked it, so let's use that one.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Lloyd says. Oh wait, no, Jay Spencer. This is what I get from my. I'm looking up. Jay Spencer got in there with Rampage. All right. Chat. I need an artifact with convert mana cost 6 or more.
Buh.
Dorks. I need an incarnation.
I mean, default is just filth, right?
Well, it is filth, but I mean they all have, you know, is it filth? It's filth.
It's filth.
There are others, you know. There's like 10 of them or more.
And
Yeah.
there's also not Mike's turn.
Yeah.
First here from is that Kos? Is that how you pronounce that? Kaus is Chroma's Memorial.
You know, I say his name every week, and now that you've pointed it out, my brain is like,
That is what I'm here for. Is that all right? We are on to the last two.
Thank goodness.
Dorks, I want a land, and chat, you're gonna give me the very last one, which is a sorcery.
Sleep with... No, wait. What's a good land?
Tolarian Ruins.
Larian
Academy Ruins, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, nope, that ain't it.
It's called Academy Ruins. I messed it up.
Dragonfire, yeah.
And Jay Spencer says farewell. All right.
What is that?
All right. It's been a long time since I did one of these. I usually turn into a gibbering mess. Let's see how well I can get through this. The name of this Mad Lib is Some Assembly Required.
Oh, Jesus.
Dear Ixalan Industries customer, congratulations on your pacifism purchase. You are now the Elephant Guide owner of your very own Red Elemental Blasting Mirari.
I do not want one of those.
This top-of-the-line land will impede momentum your daily life.
Yeah, well.
Never again will you need to put up with having to trample your own awakened amalgams. Your sulfurous springs will look more compulsioned than ever. Just follow the following 10 easy steps and you'll be done in less than 9 draw steps.
Sound like a deal to me.
First, sweep to make sure that all Necrogen spell bombs listed on the Prismatic Lenses are included in this packaging.
Yeah.
If you are missing any tribals, Divine Verdict the Wasteland, where you made your purchase within the next 30 cleanup steps for replacements.
At least they're giving you... They're lenient on time there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Aurochs will be Rancor to help you with that.
Buh!
I think I lost a game that way.
I think I was there for that.
Once you have all of your conspiracies, begin assembly of the main unstable obelisk. Connect all of the Nekotes into the ghost fires, being careful to avoid abandoning hoping the exile. Being careful to avoid hoping the exile of each completed pair.
That actually
Important.
sounds doable.
Important. Do not wait to layer the land until you are done. Make sure to hornswoggle as you go along. Alright, this is where things start getting really weird. Sorry. Next, channel all of the Throne of Bones. This can be quite disfiguring.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it can.
For reference, check out our helpful creatures on...
Did we lose Brian, or did he start laughing?
We lost him.
Oh.
Check out our helpful creatures. What?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Check out our helpful creatures on... Oh, God.
I don't remember that being a card.
I don't think we lost him. I think he's actually lost it himself.
He's just unable to continue.
I think so, yeah.
This is the part where he edits out stuff so that we don't get in trouble.
Alright. For reference, check out our helpful creatures on littlegirl.com.
Oh, God. Yep, we're opening band.
Yep.
Starring our very own Ramirez de Pietro. Once you have done that, it's time to threshold. Don't enlist alone. Get at least one almighty brushwags to sleep with the fishes you with this part. You're almost fogged. Finally, very carefully rampage all of the remaining Scion of Ugins until you have completed Chroma's Memorial. Congratulations, you are now the filth of your Academy ruins.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
No refunds or warranties. All farewells are final.
That is accurate. I like the way we started by building the base unstable obelisk, and we ended up with an Chroma's Memorial.
I have to say, please do not actually go to littlegirl.com, please.
And if you do, and you find Ramirez de Pietro there, please report him to the FBI.
I'm sorry, I know every now and then I crack up, but I was like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? Because I don't set these up with I kind of have things in mind where, okay, this could point to whatever, and this part was for reference, check out our videos on, like, YouTube or Twitch or whatever. I did not expect the card name, which was the card name before the .com, to be Little Girl.
At least we're not disfiguring little girls. Or exploiting them, as was pointed out in the chat. No, do not do that.
No. Channeling all your Throne of Bones can be quite disfiguring. Yes, it can. So, I know it was a long one, but like I said, it was pretty dense. I tried to put in a lot of stuff. So, yeah. And if you're missing any of your tribals, if they didn't come with your stuff, just head on down and Divine Verdict to the Wasteland where you made your purchase. An RX will be Rancor to help you with that. Good one, guys. Good one. Been waiting to do that one for a little bit. And thank you, Dorks, and thank you, chat.
I forgot. What were we supposed to rampage?
Very carefully rampage all of the remaining Scion of Ugin until you have completed Chroma's Memorial.
Yeah.
Just keep on rampaging. And if you succeed, you will now be the filth of your Academy ruins.
And Draconic took one on the chin and said, "No Ramirez found. Site doesn't appear to exist. Oh, thank God." But now they know you searched for it. You're on the list now, buddy.
I'm both relieved and honestly surprised that website does not exist. Not disappointed. Not disappointed. Let's just be clear. Just, you kind of figure that they are, that every website has been taken.
All right. Well, that was. Turns out all farewells are final, so who to know? Excuse me. So, shall we go back to Dominaria United?
Sure, let's do that.
With hiccups, apparently. Okay, so I'm in the Collecting Dominaria United article, and I've scrolled down to the first real card.
Okay.
Which I just have to figure out how to get that on screen. There we go. It's Jasmine Boreal, but not Jasmine Boreal full stop. It's Jasmine Boreal of the Seven. Although I don't remember what the original one did.
Not a lot. Might have just been one of those big expensive mana legends. I'll look her up.
Okay. So Jasmine Boreal of the Seven costs 1 a green and a white for a legendary human druid that is uncommon. She's a 2/4, and you can tap to add a white green. And spend this mana only to cast creature spells with no abilities. And creatures you control with no abilities can't be blocked by creatures with abilities. Holy crap, that is ridiculous. And our flavor text is, "I've had my adventures. All I wish now is to sit in peace and speak with the pines."
Interesting way to really use vanilla creatures, because vanilla creatures just generally, I mean, why would I make a grizzly bear when I can make it 2/2 for 1 and a green with relevant abilities?
Yeah.
And the original Jasmine Boreal was one of those vanilla creatures.
Okay.
She was one of the legends who had no abilities. She was just a 4/5 for 5.
Yeah. They're redoing a bunch of old creatures from Legends. A bunch of them that had no abilities, and a bunch of them that had no abilities. Like, I happen to know that... You remember Savitri Skarzim?
Yeah.
Oh.
Savitri Skarzim was like a 2 or 3 color 7 drop that was a 6/4. 6 drop?
Yes. Did she have
5,
a picture of like a worm or something?
5 blue, black, and
5 blue, black, yeah. And she was a mostly naked character on a dragon thing, and yeah. She's a planeswalker.
She's a planeswalker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Popped up in the Discord. I don't know if we'll run across that here, but if not, we'll get it next week. But okay. We got
lands.
Stained glass land. Oh, we got a new squee.
Oh, hey. I saw this art in the story that was put out either yesterday or on Tuesday that he was the main character in. And I thought, wow, that's some really evocative art there.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
Well, somebody tell us what the new squee does.
All right. So this is Squee, Dubious Monarch. Looks like for 2 and a red, he is a 2/2 legendary creature, Goblin Noble. He is rare. He has haste. And whenever he attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Okay. Yep. You may cast Squee, Dubious Monarch, from your graveyard by paying 3 and a red and exiling 4 other cards from your graveyard rather than paying its mana cost. Cool. So he's always been immortal, like that's part of his character's backstory. But here it's done in a way that it's not free. You have to do that exiling, but I mean, usually Squee, like in previous iteration, like Squee was like a 1/1 that just kept coming back when it died, but it wasn't good for much else. It was just a combo engine, so it was a 1/1. This is a Squee that wants to attack. So it'd be really difficult to make a 2/2 with haste that gets you an extra guy tapped and attacking, and just have it be like straight up whenever this dies, just bring it back. That would be dumb. Um, but so there's a cost associated here, but still, I like this. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a cool
Mhm.
card.
Yeah.
Nice to see he's all, grown up and in the fight.
I feel like the art. I wonder if the art was a purposeful callback to 5th edition Goblin King, the Phil Foglio version.
Probably, knowing Wizards art direction.
I didn't even make that connection. I just thought, okay, he's surrounded by skulls, and it's and goblin skulls. And it's either because goblins just in general like die a lot, or it's because he's immortal, so he's outlived all of these other goblins.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it works. But it's a striking picture.
And you'll notice he still has his toy.
Yep, the squeeze toy.
Yeah. I think if Wizards had any sense, there would be a plush Squeeze toy on sale right now.
Yeah, they'd get some mileage out of that.
Like, for all of the ways that they have come up with to suck money out of people, that one seems fairly
That's a
obvious.
layup.
Yeah. Maybe it's because plushes actually cost money to make, so they wouldn't have the ridiculous margin. So it's not worth.
Mm.
Or maybe it just hasn't happened yet.
Bad at this game. Alright, let's keep going. Oh yeah, the new Shieldred.
Ah. Yeah, she was inevitable with the story.
Yeah, so Shieldred the Apocalypse is a mythic, of course, legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor. She's a 4/5 with Death Touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Nice, thank you. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. Nice, thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
As always, I love Shieldred.
It's an Underworld Dreams, like, supercharged.
That
And she only costs 4. Some of the other Praetors are, like, very expensive. Which ones have we seen, like, take 2 of the Praetors? We've seen... Actually, I think with her, we've seen all but Elish Norn.
I think
Because
so.
we
Yeah.
saw...
Yeah, I think you're right.
We saw Vorin collects on the Viking
Eldraine?
place.
Was Vorinclex on Eldraine? No.
He was on Kaldheim.
Kaldheim. Who's on Eldraine?
Nobody.
Nobody.
On
Oh.
Throne of Eldraine? Nobody.
Oh
Yeah,
no, that was where we get Garrick back.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, I
We
knew somebody
saw
came back in Eldraine. Damn it!
We saw Jingataxius in Kamigawa, stealing, like, trying to take the memory chip and ultimately abducting Tamio and turning her into, one of us. We saw the rebellious one, the red one,
Urabrask.
Urdbrask on New Capenna,
Right.
being kind of like morally ambiguous as usual. Like, am I helping? Am I hurting? And now Shieldred, and it looks like, well, you know what? Not everybody has read the story yet, but there is mention of Elish Norn in the story. So, but here's Shieldred basically raising a Phyrexian army on Dominaria. And yeah, this card is sweet.
Yeah, like I want this for Kaervek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like she's so straightforward, there's really nothing to say. You just
Yeah.
I mean, what do? You draw cards and,
make your opponent you
then
play this with a Howling
opponent
Mine
draw
and
cards.
you're in business.
and even if you don't really like speed their drawing along, they're gonna keep drawing cards.
Yeah.
So I agree. I would totally play this with a Howling Mine, but
I'm really
just
tripped out
as
at the
much as
4/5 death. Oh, excuse me, 4/5 death touch for 4.
4/5 Death Touch for 4 with 2 really good abilities.
Yeah, that seems a bit
Yeah.
much.
Feels push. And of course we got the lovely Phyrexian language version over here that they've been doing
Yeah.
with the Praetors.
Let's see. Do you know the Raven Man?
The Raven Man?
The Raven Man.
Raven
I
Man.
do know the Raven Man.
Oh, what's he doing?
We're just gonna drop that. No, I just thought we were doing the rhyme.
Where else is there to go with it?
Yeah, I
Who
couldn't
lives
think
on
of a who lives on insert reference here
Drewberry?
lane.
Yeah. Yeah. The Raven Man in the story was basically the most corrupting influence in young Liliana's life. He kind of almost like tempted her and led her to embrace necromancy. But we don't know a whole lot else about him. He has a card. Oh, I didn't scroll down enough. Hey, look, he has a card. Well, I just talked about Squeeze, so somebody else talked about this Raven Man.
Hey, Derek, what's the Raven Man do? Oh,
The Raven Man for 1 and a black. Legendary creature, human wizard that's rare in a 2/1. At the beginning of each instep, if a player discards a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying, and this creature can't block. And for 2 and a black, tap. Each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery.
that was 3 and a black, but yes. Wait,
Is this card actually in the set? Like,
yeah.
but
See
this
how
is
it's
a
got the
reprint.
103.
No, it's not a
Oh, 2 and
reprint.
1.
You've seen the art before.
Yeah, that
It
art
has
is
never been
very
on a
old.
card. Yeah.
But yeah, there's never been a Raven Man card. They made the art way back in the
That's yeah. This art has been around for quite a while. That's okay. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry. My bad. Okay. Are we good on the Raven Man?
Yeah, that's nothing fancy.
Sorry, I
Okay.
was removing a spoiler from chat just in case anyone didn't want to know the spoiler from chat. No spoilers.
Dang it. I guess I can still see it since I'm a mod.
Oh, because you're a mod, yeah. And that's why you don't put spoilers in chat. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, well.
Not that you were going to read the story anytime soon.
I didn't
No,
see
but
what
I
it was.
thinking about it really hard.
I both didn't see what the comment was and have read all of the story, and it looks like they've wrapped it up. So, okay.
Okay, anyway. Another. So yeah, the Raven Man is neat.
Yeah.
Make discard, get bird. Has a make discard button. Yeah.
It's nice that it's not just like the hey, discard, but like I like. There's another card that came out recently. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like whenever an opponent discards a card, something happens, and then you could also like at the beginning of your upkeep or something like that. If an opponent has no cards in hand, it also dealt damage to them. So discard is one of those tricky strategies where it can be very effective early, but then the longer the game goes on, kind of the more of like, well, what effect does this have on the game? So I like the get birds aspect. It still makes it more relevant.
Yeah.
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 Hey, look, Liliana of the Veil is being reprinted.
Now that is a reprint.
That's why I said that. Yeah.
Is it And it's in the set. It's not just
Correct.
like in the Planeswalker. Huh.
Right. In the set, in standard.
Yeah.
Liliana of the Veil back in standard.
Yeah, it's only
That's
slightly vaguely terrifying, isn't it?
a little bit. For those that weren't playing when this card came out in what? It was original. It was did she I think she
Original
came out in
Genesis,
yeah. This card looks unassuming but just does all the things that it wants to do really, really well.
yeah. There was a core set where they were originally planning on reprinting Liliana of the Veil, but after some testing, they were like, no.
Oh,
So,
here it is.
going back to spoilers, the next card, if I scroll down, is just a major story spoiler. So for anyone that wants to read the story and hasn't, you should stop listening for a few minutes. Because it's just, they don't even care about it anymore. They're like, if they were going to read it, they'd have read it by now. Shut up.
Oh, this was pretty.
Yeah.
This was pretty big. Like, this was one of the most.
Yeah, so I'm gonna scroll down now. So seriously though, anyone that doesn't want the spoiler, you might want to look away now. Oh, the text is already on the screen. Whoops. Okay, so here we go.
We did our best.
Yeah, I didn't even read the paragraph here. So yeah, Johnny has been.
Chewie gets timed out for 1 second.
Yeah, someone mute me from the chat. Yeah, Johnny has been. I always want to say complicated, even though I know it's supposed to be completed, but I hate it.
Yeah. It's completed, but it's supposed to be uncomfortable. So
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, this was toward the very end of the story, and they had hinted that someone among you is a traitor, but this
Yeah. Also, Brian, apparently you haven't read all the side stories, since you don't know who the Raven Man is.
Oh, well then I'll have to go back and read all the side stories.
Yeah, I
Thought
think
I
it
had.
was one of the most recent ones, the last two maybe.
I will go back and read it.
So, all right.
But this is, hey Dirk, you like green stuff?
That I do.
You like evil green stuff?
Dirk
Why
is
not?
evil green stuff. Wait, evil green stuff. Money? Or weed? No, that's not actually evil. That's just what they want you to think. Anyway.
Technically, either of those can be evil or good, depending on what it's used for. But
So is that my
Okay,
hint to
Dirk.
read Ajani?
yes,
I mean,
Ajani
unless you don't want to.
Wow. Ajani Sleeper Agent. For 1 green, white, and a hybrid green-white Phyrexian mana. So, he's a planeswalker. That's mythic with 4 for his,
Starting loyalty.
loyalty. Loyalty is the word I was looking for, but the word fell out of my head.
Don't you hate it when that
He
happens?
also has completed. So for the hybrid Phyrexian mana, can be paid with green, white, or 2 life. If life was paid, the planeswalker enters with 2 fewer loyalty counters.
Now that's
saw
really
this-
cool.
yeah.
To
We
get
saw
him
this
out a
on
turn
Tamio.
faster, it costs loyalty.
Yeah, we saw this on Tamio.
Yeah, but I have literally zero memory of that, so...
Okay, so we did see this on Tamio, but Tamio also had a higher base cost. Ajani coming down on turn 3.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
the only ability you can use is the +1, because it's +1, -3, or -6. So, Weird.
Right, so +1 ability, or the first one, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library.
Wow, that's useful.
Yeah. Second ability is a -3. Distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among up to 3 target creatures. They gain vigilance until end of turn.
Huh. Okay.
Useful.
Yeah.
And then the final ability is a -6. You get an emblem. Yay! With whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, target opponent gets 2 poison counters.
What?
Wow.
Well,
Oh wow.
What?
You got to work for it to advance the clock, but yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, my gripe with poison counters has always been that you can't interact with them very well. Like they just don't go away. I feel like there just should be some way of trying to deal with them. I realize this is a -6. I get that. But if you get this emblem, there's nothing in the game as of right now that removes emblems. And that's kind of been the point with emblems is they're there. You can't interact with them. And then all you have to do is cast, not attack, not even resolve if they're countering stuff. Creature or planeswalker spells. And the opponent automatically gets 2 poison counters.
Well, and the one thing about this is cast does have the thing where you can't trick or, shortcut your way a creature onto the board because they weren't cast. Sort of like,
Correct.
You
Yeah,
tap
cheating
2,
things
use
out
the-
doesn't count.
Yeah, cheating things, or even cards like Storm, for creatures. You didn't cast them, even if like 50 million of them came onto play. You didn't cast them. So you do. So if you're running a medium-sized deck, it might take you a little while to get there.
I'm more
But 2
tripped
poison
out.
counters. Do what?
I'm more tripped out by an completely unstoppable way to give your opponent poison.
Yeah,
Like you have to either make it so they never cast a creature, which good luck with that, or just kill them before they play 5 creatures.
even proliferate, has the ability to give them poison counters if they already have at least one, but generally to proliferate, you either have to resolve a spell that says proliferate or resolve an ability that says tap this, or when this creature does whatever, proliferate. There's still ways to
Chat did point out it
with
says target opponent, so if you give yourself Hexproof or Shroud or something, they can't target you. There is that.
But also consider the ultimate ability on most planeswalkers is supposed to say you're probably going to win.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, it also means that Johnny's going to have a big target on his head whenever he hits the board.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is not something you're just like, well, maybe I'll leave it alone. No. No. Because Mike has a good point with that. And honestly, sometimes it's frustrating when you do resolve the limit break and you're like, I'm about to win, and then, it doesn't work. This by definition works. The only way this doesn't work is you're like, I resolved this emblem. And then you're like, I have no more creature cards or planeswalker cards in my deck, in which case, wow. But or maybe you only get to cast, you still have to get there through casting these. As of right now, I have not been through everything. We haven't seen any other way of getting poison counters on permanent. So if this is the only way to do it, okay, then you still have to work really hard for it. You have to play this card, this particular card. You have to get him up to at least 6 loyalty, and then sacrifice him, and then continue to play these spells. That is not as easy as it sounds. It is not impossible, but it's not easy. And then at that point, don't you deserve to win?
I'm still just amazed that there's an emblem that just says give your opponent poison counters.
And I think this is why they made this card, is to make us go,
Buh.
wow. Yeah, that mission accomplished.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, another planeswalker turned to the dark side. Possibly a bigger emotional impact than Tamio, because I liked Tamio. I had a reaction not altogether pleasant when they revealed that she was completed. But part of, for me, it was kind of the fact that, I thought she was a neat character, and we hadn't really seen a whole lot of her. We'd seen a little bit, but we didn't know the extent of what she was going to do in the story. With Ajani, it's almost the opposite of, this guy was one of the first planeswalkers that we got in Alara, and we actually knew. Well, in fact, he was one of the original 5 in Lorwyn. We knew more about his backstory, his brother, and all that sort of stuff. And he's been around since the jump.
Okay.
I find it funny that Nicobolus was the big baddie that sort of was the Avengers moment for the planeswalkers and everything. I guess the Eldrazi were sort of the first one where, all right, we're assembling the crew and everything to fight this one. And then Nicobolus was sort of the Thanos one of all this, and now the Phyrexians are sort of the next round bad guy.
They are the current big bad.
Okay. So, moving on. I mentioned earlier that the some of the old pain lands were coming back, and it's 6 of them to be precise. A Darkar Wastes, the blue-white one, Sulphur Springs, the black-red one, and then 4 others. I didn't realize that it only showed 2 here. Presumably, we'll get the other 4 at a later date because,
6 is a weird number. Yeah.
Yeah. What is this? Is Temporal Firestorm a card from this set? Because it's got 411 on it.
That seems like a high number. It was something that was shown a while ago.
Oh, is this one of the...
It's in the card image gallery.
Oh, it is. Okay, we haven't talked about these cards, so... Okay. So Temporal Firestorm, why not? For 3 red, is a rare sorcery. It has kicker of 1 and a white and or 1 and a blue. Okay. And you choose up to X creatures and or planeswalkers you control, where X is the number of times this spell was kicked. Those permanents phase out. And then the rest of the spell says Temporal Firestorm deals 5 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So for an extra 2 mana, you can save 2 things. Well, for an extra 2 mana, you can save 2 things twice. That's pretty cool. I mean, 5 mana to do 5 damage to creatures and planeswalkers is kind of gross.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good rate.
Yeah.
And then 7 to protect one of your things, and 9 to protect 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean 9 seems like more of a commander thing than a...
Yeah,
it sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
And you're probably more likely to want to go for that if you're also using the secret tech of, oh no, never mind, I was about to say something incorrect. Never mind.
Now, it is important to note, kicker is not multi-kicker. So you can only ever choose to pay each kicker cost once.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere is going to be like, I tap my Gilded Lotus and I've got 6 white mana floating and I'm going to kick it this many times. So, nope, not here.
Oh, hey, we have a new person in the chat. Slim Green Bean says, doesn't think a Johnny's that good. I mean, I don't think we were really talking about whether or not it's good.
No, we were just impressed by some of the words on the card. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, 6 loyalty is a lot when he starts at either 2 or 4. It's not a bad card, but it is not an automatic, like, it's we were talking about it because of the impact, just the impact of, oh, look at what they made.
Yeah. Like the ability to pay 2 life to get it out of turn faster at the cost of 2 loyalty might make it to where you never want to do that, because like it'll have 3 loyalty and you will have revealed the top card of your library and that's it. So yeah, it doesn't protect itself or anything. Like we weren't thinking this card's amazing like in standard. We were thinking why did they print these words on this card?
Yeah.
And that's the end of this article. Thank God. So do we hit Morrow's article and look at those few cards, or do we call it?
I'm okay to do a little more, but if we need to call it here, we can always pick it up next week with, I'm sure there'll be a ton of stuff in the card image gallery next week.
Oh, well, there will be. Yeah, because we haven't, they showed so much freaking today. Jesus. All right, well, let's knock out these few that are in Mara's article then. Why not? So, hey, Mike.
All right.
This is for you, because you were around back then.
Okay.
It's the world spell.
Oh, I thought you were about to ask me a question.
No,
so you're talking about read the first.
Yeah, read the damn card.
So this is another saga with read ahead called the World Spell. And if you remember, and this is also explained in the sentence following it, this was the big spell that Freyalise cast to end the Ice Age way back when.
Yeah.
It was pretty major. So for 7, for 5 green, the World Spell is a mythic saga with read ahead, so you can start at any chapter if you want. But the first 2 chapters are the same. They each say, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-saga permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order.
That is not a small bunch of numbers. Like, looking at 7 twice in a row is kind of... That's a lot.
It is a lot. Mm-hmm. And it pays off, Chapter 3, put up to 2 non-saga permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So if you're looking for stuff, you can start in Chapter 1 or 2. If you already have, the big important things you want in your hand, you can just skip straight to Chapter 3, pay 7 mana, and drop them both onto the battlefield.
Yeah. Which, is fair.
Yeah.
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 But yay, the World Spell. I don't think that's what the World Spell did, but, it's actually a story about the World Spell is what the card is. So we'll allow it.
Yeah.
The World Spell changed everything.
Yeah, but like
dropping 2 permanents on the battlefield can change everything.
It can. But if you were going to stick strictly to lore, then this would be like, remove all, snow-covered lands from the game, which would not be fun. Unless you hate snow. I have seen a lot of, Blizzard Brawls? The fight spell. I've seen a lot of those. Like, a lot. So. Okay.
All right, now we have a new braids. Hey, remember just last week we were talking about braids?
Yep.
Hey, look, here's the 2 old versions of braids, and here's the new version of braids. What the hell? Tell us what braids does. Somebody.
Braids, Arisen Nightmare. Hey, she's a nightmare. She's a legendary nightmare. Sweet. For 1 and 2 black, she's a 3/3, so 3/3 for 3. Rare. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. What permanent do you not sacrifice? Anyway, if you do, I was trying to figure out what permanent type she doesn't list. Why this doesn't just say you may sacrifice a permanent. But anyway, if you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. I'm reading this for the first time. This is a little weird. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Oh, okay. All right. So there's some stuff to wrap my head around here. So 3/3 for 3. Beginning of your end step. See, this can go ahead and trigger the turn you play this.
Yep.
You may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent then may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with what you sacrificed. Anybody that, for each opponent that doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Why does this not say you may sacrifice a permanent?
I don't know. I really don't.
This is a lot of words to use instead of permanent.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
could have put some sweet flavor text on this.
Chat brings up tribal. And could it be because of the interaction with tribal that failed card type that they never should have freaking made?
Well, tribals can't exist on their own. They have to be paired with some other type.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. But so getting past that, so I can be like, okay, I'll sacrifice a creature. So now everybody around the table has a choice. Do I sacrifice some card that is at least part creature? It can be creature artifact, creature land, whatever. If somebody doesn't, they lose 2 life and I draw a card. If they do, well, bully for them. They're now down a creature something. It's like a painful choice kind of thing. I can't decide if this is a good card or not. It's just taken me this whole time to like read the card and figure out what it does. Maybe that says more about me than it does about her. But does anybody else like this? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, does anybody else like this? Because I honestly just can't tell.
Oh, yeah, I like this.
Okay.
Because, I mean, every turn, sure, you're losing something, but you're either forcing your opponent to lose something or they're taking a hit and you're drawing a card. Like, what's not to like?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you can voluntarily sacrifice lands and, they might start losing their lands, but they always have the choice. And if they don't, then, draw more cards and they're still getting hit.
Okay, so I've done a search, and on Reddit, someone asked, why doesn't it just say you may sacrifice a permanent? Okay, so this person that responded to this has 3 ideas. They plan on adding a new permanent and don't want Braids to be able to sack one of them, which is doubtful. And they say that. This is extremely unlikely. They started the design with something like, you choose one of these types, sack a permanent of that type, then opponent sacks a permanent of that type you chose, and they ended up editing it until it worked like it works now, but they didn't change the wording. That's also possible, but probably not. And the third idea that they give here that people seem to be agreeing with is they knew this wording is functionally equal to sack a permanent, but they wanted to remind players what the types of permanents are in the game, to avoid opponents trying to sack a snow land because you sacrificed a snow creature and stuff like that. And it could also be future-proofing.
Oh, or a legendary something.
Yeah, super types. So, yeah, it could be. But yeah, I also like the idea that they're future proofing for when they inevitably add a new permanent. They don't want braids to get better in the past. Future, whatever.
Yeah, maybe. But now that you've said all that, the just reminding people what the permanent card types are makes a lot more sense. Because I know there would be, just because of, the next thing that one of the next things that Mark mentions in his article, he doesn't have an example for it, but a Legendary Matters theme, bringing it back from Dominaria.
Yeah.
So there's going to be legendary stuff around. So the intent of the card is not to say, okay, if I sacrifice a legendary land, then you'd be able to sacrifice a legendary creature. No.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the demonstration of what the types are, for clarification purposes, is probably it then, or at least the main it.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably it too.
Yeah.
In chat, this is interesting. Slim Green Bean mentions their take on it. Take away the may and say instead, if they can't, then they lose 2 life, and it's good in sacrifice decks. Yes, I think the main concern is land. And I realize you can't sacrifice. Oh, I'm going to now sacrifice 5 lands. You must sacrifice 5 lands. But I think there is a concern that this only costs 3. So if I play, either cheat this out, or if I play this on turn 3 and I went first, and you had to sacrifice a land, otherwise you have to lose 2 life, that could be extremely detrimental. And if say I'm playing braids and my curve tops out at 3 and yours doesn't, that could be extremely problematic. So
Yeah, I don't think they want to force land destruction.
yeah,
They could have easily not put the word land on there.
Yeah.
They could,
or even then, if they don't have a choice, since you're the one who controls what kind of permanent you sacrifice, which would influence what they're allowed to pick. If you don't give them a choice, then it just turns into like a semi-targeted smokestack, which
smokestack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But
just from the couple of comments Slim Green Bean has made in the chat, I get the feeling they're much more spiky than we are.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but we are not spiky, so.
No.
So we're not going to approach that with the same thought process. So, yeah.
So, hey, Dirk.
Are there any more?
Yeah, so hey, Dirk, there's another green card for you.
That would be the latest Morrow, which is Territorial Morrow for 4 and a green.
He looks so happy to see us.
Mm-hmm. With a, I don't know. I won't say it's a beard because it's a twig through his mouth.
Well, I mean, he's a elemental, so that's a beard.
So for 4 and a green, it's a uncommon elemental that has domain. So that means it's got star as power and toughness. Territorial Morrow's power and toughness are each equal to twice the number of basic land types among lands you control.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's an uncommon, and it's a big. It doesn't have built-in trample or anything, which is good. That's
yeah.
That's good.
With a set like this, I don't think there's going to be a lot of basic lands, unless like you're really gung ho about running basic lands.
I mean, with
What?
Coalition, I'm sorry, with Domain, you're gonna want to run basic lands. That's gonna be the incentive right there.
It's true.
You'll make it work.
Yeah, the domain is a thing in this set, so I figure most like limited decks are gonna have 3 domain just like as a baseline if they're
Yeah.
trying to do anything remotely domainy. Granted, I don't know much about the rest of the set, but that's just, it seems like if they're gonna put domain in the set, they're gonna make it
It's gonna be
relatively easy to
supported.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get where Dirk is coming from. Oh, you have a strong multicolor theme. You're probably going to run, you know, lands that provide more than one color. But to make this mechanic work, there's going to be enough support.
Yeah. And if you think 3 is probably right, then it's a 5 mana 6/6. Which is fine. If you've got a 4th one thrown in for a splash, then it's a 5 mana, could be an 8/8. Yeah, alright. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. But it is a new Morrow, which is always fun.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's previewed by Morrow.
Yeah. Oh, we've
Yeah.
got the old Morrows beneath it. Original Morrow and Multani and Molimo. Yay! They're so cute. I completely forgot Morrow's original creature type was Nature Spirit. What the hell?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But like they already had elementals at that point.
They did, but
Man.
this is a little more, mysterious and mystical.
I mean, that it definitely, look at that art. Like I was playing it back in the day when this happened, so it's it was definitely a mysterious what's it? Like is he chewing on is that part of it?
I thought it reminded me of like a Maui warrior where like they have the lip piercings, like the cheek piercings
Yeah.
and everything. That's what that sort of reminds me of.
Except it's wood and they're made of wood and everything's wood and
Well,
He's wood, da ba dee ba da 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 da.
I hate
And everything he sees is just wood.
you. Doesn't domain work with the triomes? Yeah.
Yeah, works great.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah, because the triomes have 3 basic land types, right?
Mhm.
That's the name.
I think I mentioned that earlier.
Somebody did. I think it was you.
New Capenna? Or
Yeah, someone was asking whether they were going to be legal at the same time.
Yep.
Either you said it or someone in chat asked it.
It's all the same
thought
thing.
I did. But I'm not, it's not a competition. Even if I won. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Slim Green Bean has now solidified my thought that they're much more spiky. Okay, I want to read this, not to pick on you, Slim Green Bean, but to show the difference in how people look at cards. So Slim Green Bean says, but it's a creature, and the legendary creature at that, so can you really jam 4 in a deck, and it dies easily to removal? Wait, let me get her actually up on the screen. There we go. Just seems the card could have been very good, but they were a little scared of what it could potentially do. Also, just say non-land permanents. It would basically just be a Doom Foretold on a creature, so even easier to get rid of. And yeah, but that's not what they wanted to do. They weren't trying to make a 3 mana thing in Standard that would kill things and win games. They wanted to make new Braids.
Yeah, they can make powerful cards all they want. Go ahead.
Yeah, Braids has always done things with permanents. Like the original black one didn't do anything with enchantments because they used to have a thing that black couldn't deal with its own problematic enchantments.
Yeah.
And apparently they've just given up on that. And then because black Braids didn't do anything with enchantments, Neither did Blue Braids. But in this new one, they've added enchantments and planeswalkers because, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
She's a nightmare now, so whatever.
Sure.
But yeah,
She's
like they
also
weren't trying to
always had-
make a ridiculously powerful card. They were trying to make a new Braids that fits with what we know of Braids, but make it a nightmare and still make it good, but not like insane.
They can make powerful cards whenever they want. All that means is, you just adjust the numbers or take away restrictions. But the trick here was making a card that played well, but was still Braids.
Yeah.
And fit the themes of the set, all that good stuff. So Braids is always, looking at these last two, it's always, had a choice as well. So, or given the opponent a choice, even if it's a bad one.
Yeah, which is why I never have liked the Blue Braids, and Black Braids is just sort of mean. But yeah, this one is... At least it happens at your end step, so you're going to get some sort of benefit from it once.
Yeah,
most
even
of
if
the
they
time.
kill it off. Right.
Excuse me. Unless
Yep.
they have something,
But-
instant speed. But whatever.
But hey, spiky, not spiky, everybody approaches, especially new cards and previews, differently, and they have different expectations and want to see different things. So that's always good. So,
Yeah.
and I have certainly seen cards where like, man, this would be so much better if it just did X, Y, Z. So
Yeah. If this was a different card, this would be better. Okay.
but Mike, what if it costs 2 less?
You go to hell.
Not this card.
Oh,
This card
okay.
should not cost 2 less. I just meant the phrase in general.
Okay. Sorry,
that-
we're
that-
still
you
on
know-
Braids, so you said that like, no, bad Brian.
Mike, what if this card costs 2 less and was, a 3/3 for 1? Well, it's got a drawback. I need to. Oh wait, no, I don't. Yeah, no. I just meant we used to say that used to be a catchphrase of the show. Catchphrase. What if it costs 2 less? And then they started printing a lot of.
They started
that-
printing cards that cost 2 less.
Yeah.
Proof that they listen to our podcast.
That's how long we've been doing this. The power creep has crept up to the point that things cost
That
two
now
less now.
Everything. But what if it costs 2 more?
And we're standing over here with our walkers screaming at the designers to get off our lawn.
I mean, yeah, that was me a half an hour ago. Why do you think I was late? Darn
Yeah,
designers always coming up on my lawn.
So that's just a first little taste of Dominaria United. We hit the mechanics, we did a Mad Lib, then we've covered some of these cards from these first couple of articles. Now, they revealed just 7 ass loads of things today, including the next year's worth of sets. So just to run through that real quick. We've got Dominaria United, of course. The next set is the Brothers' War, which we knew already. That one had been revealed. At least I think it had, right? Yeah, we knew this one was coming.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that one.
Yeah. And then we have, starting next year, with Phyrexia. All will be one. That's O-N-E, not W-O-N. So that's vaguely terrifying. Then we have March of the Machine, which is the Avengers Endgame, I guess. Like, starting with
the war
Phyrexia
that-
United, it's all one story. And March of the
Yeah.
Machine will be the end of that.
This feels like War of the Spark after Amonkhet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a small set afterwards called March of the Machine, The Aftermath, which it says here is a small set release providing an epilogue to the events, tying up loose ends of an incredible story arc. So I'm not entirely sure what that means functionally. Like, is this going to be like March of the Machine big set, Aftermath small set, or is it something else? Is this going to be in standard? Is this like the Hearthstone mini set?
It feels like that. I mean, Sometimes you just need a small set to to finish out the story.
Yeah. But, like, that's all it says. So, I do like that they're not going to try to take the Aftermath and stretch it out into a big set. Thank you. It feels like you do that sometimes, and you don't need to. Uh, and then, we're going back to places. So, the next set after that will be Wilds of Eldraine. Because, let's go back to Eldraine. Why not?
I like Eldraine. We've only been there the one time, so...
Yeah, where they banned half the cards they printed.
Yeah,
And
let's see another Oko.
And then the Lost Caverns of Ixalan, where we're going back to Ixalan.
Which is not the same as...
as Ikoria. That is different.
Yeah, they are two different places.
So, yeah, that's... These last two just made me go, already? Because there's so many other places we could go back to. But let's go back to these two that it feels like we just left. I know we didn't just left, but it feels like it. Because the last, 2 years...
Last 2 years
feel like they haven't counted. So
yeah. But it's been like 3 or 4 years since we've been to Eldraine. So yeah.
And then there's another set called Dominaria Remastered, which is essentially, it looks like it's going to be a Masters set, pretty much.
I mean, it's in the name, yeah. So.
Well, I mean, no, it's not in the name because they've already done what was it, Time Spiral Remastered, which was not exactly a Masters set, but just the description says it reaches across Magic sets to bring together a mix of the familiar and nostalgia cards representing the breadth of Dominaria's history from our earliest sets through to the modern day, which just sounds like a Masters set. And then, Force of Will be in it. And Arborea. Is that a reprint? It's a world enchantment.
From Legends.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's... And then, of course, we've got the Universes Beyond stuff, the Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth. The Warhammer 40k decks are coming out October 7th, because a while back they got pushed back to October. I think they were supposed to come out a long time ago. But they got pushed back to October for some reason. There are 4 different Soul Rings, 1 in each commander deck for that. And they announced a Doctor Who set of commander decks. There'll be 4 commander decks that are Doctor Who. So just when they said we're crossing over with everything, they're not even kidding.
I'm holding out for Commander Taco Bell.
I mean, you might not have to hold too long.
And Lieutenant
I'm thinking
McDonald's.
2020. I'm thinking 2024. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what is coming up in the next year. Not counting everything else that wasn't included, because anytime they're like, here's what the next year will look like, there's always like 10 things that weren't in that get dropped, and we're like, I don't remember this at all. was this in the roadmap? This was not in the roadmap, was it? So yeah. And yeah, I found out in the Discord earlier that our own Mythic Lifeguard Jason Kaus, who is in the chat, actually did some contract work for Wizards on March of the Machines. So that's awesome. What did you say you did? Names and flavor text, I think is what you said. So yeah, that's badass beyond all reason. Yay. So, with that, how about we stop for the night there, dorks?
Jason,
Sounds about right.
You want a final thoughts?
I'm tired. It's been a long day. I enjoyed this quite a bit. This is not a condemnation of the podcast. It's been a long day. So I'm just going to be like,
Don't listen to him. It hasn't been a long day. He's full of a big dinner. And it's been a long day, but it's mostly the big dinner. What'd you eat? What'd you eat?
Sushi?
See? Man, I want to get some sushi. Gotta get me some sushi.
Go get some sushi.
Well, I can't now. It's like 11 o'clock at night.
There's sushi somewhere. That's my final thought.
There's sushi somewhere. That's a hell of a thought.
And actually, I need to finish typing a promotion, so that I need to turn in tomorrow. So I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys, and yeah,
Night, B.
everybody be good. Good night.
Hey. All right. Final thought for me. It's gonna be a very busy day tomorrow. So tomorrow is my first teacher work day back to school. So I'm gonna get myself figure out what room I'm gonna be in. I was told that when I left at the end of the school year that I was gonna be teaching biology. And over the summer, I was told, yeah, you're going to be teaching physical science and chemistry.
Oh, thanks for that.
And I also have to change rooms. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. And then I'm taking a half day because I'm leaving early. So that way we can go to the beach. I'm going to grab a last little vacation before the school the school season starts.
Wait, your first teacher workday is a Friday?
Yeah,
Oh, what kind of a dick move is that?
it's whatever. So, but yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to go down for the weekend. Chelsea and the kiddos are going to be at the beach for the whole next week. So they're going to have more fun. I, on the other hand, will be coming back on Monday and working for the rest of the
Boo.
week because those will be teacher work days leading up to school starting on the 29th.
Boo.
So, yeah. I'm a little jealous, but at the same time, I'm have a lot of focus. I'll be very focused next week, getting everything ready for the school year, getting posters put up, and actually getting stuff moved to where I want it to go and everything. So I'm actually kind of excited about next year. So yeah, that is my final thought. And as just like with Brian, because of that, I'm gonna have to bounce because I got to go to bed and get everything ready.
All right. Well,
So-
night, Zerk.
Everyone have a wonderful night.
Mike?
Yeah. I don't have any exciting things like that going on. I guess there's some more work I could be doing right now, but I really do not want to do it. So I will just do it tomorrow.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
I did get
take
to
it.
hang out with Mike and Ashley last weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was fun.
Yeah, we actually we played. Mostly they played Beat Saber until the quest was drained completely.
Yeah. Actually got to the end of the song and it's like, okay, shutting down. It's like, well, I guess we're done.
Song ended and her score popped up just long enough to see it and be like, oh, okay, that was and shutting down. Oh. Awful nice of it to wait till the end of the song. So yeah, it was fun hanging out with Mike and Ashley. I haven't seen them in the age of a dog, as no one says. But really, they didn't want to see me. They wanted to eat Mexican food and play Beat Saber. But I happened to be the one standing in the way of that, so having to see me was the price they paid.
Getting to see you was a pleasant bonus.
Yeah, well, Nice spin. Nice spin. Okay. And then I went to Carowinds yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got burned. And I rode all the roller coasters. And me and the kid make a good team, it turns out. Took my friend Amanda's kid to Carowinds, because got to do something, one more awesome thing before school starts. It's like, hey, want to go ride roller coasters? All right. And we rode all the roller coasters. It was glorious. Yeah. And in the meantime, I'm trying desperately to get caught up on all the things. Like, I got sick. It's had to have been 2 weeks ago now. And I have not been able to get caught up yet. It's bizarre. Like, I can't get my brain engaged. And on days when I do have my brain engaged, there's other stuff going on. You know, like freaking Mike and Ashley when I come over. Fine. Oh, I gotta take a kid to Carowinds. Oh, why not? You know. So, but yeah. The next Deep End video is almost done. It's almost done. The last episode of the Mana Pool is almost done. That I should get done tomorrow, I hope. So, yeah. I'm working on it. I'm so sorry for all the delays. I'm not good at this. Also, you should watch Sandman if you haven't. Just saying. It is really good. Even Brian and Carrie watched it, but they're already gone. Well, Brian's already gone. Carrie was never here. All right, so hey, all of the links to all of the things are down in the show notes or the description or whatever it is, depending on how you're getting this. But the YouTube channel is youtube.com/themanapool. The Deep End doesn't have enough subscribers yet for me to get a fancy URL, so there's a link down there. There are 4 parts of the James Webb Space Telescope appreciation stream going up on the Deep End. The first one's been up for a while. The second one's almost done. And once I get the second one done, 3 and 4 should be relatively quick. Unless more awful things keep happening, but I don't think they will. I hope. And yeah. These are all the things. I'm working on like 8 different things at all times, it seems, these days. And it's awful. So is that everything? Oh, and of course, you can go to patreon.com/themanapool for the Patreon thing, which helps support what I do. And there you can get podcast episodes early, unless they're super late. You'll still get them a little early, but not, a lot early, because they're already super late. But normally, you'll get podcast episodes early. You get the Deep End videos early because I need people to put eyes on those to tell me if something's wrong. And yeah, you get the odds and ends. You can get the odds and ends, the behind the scenes nonsense, and the sponsorship shout out on all the podcasts and at the end screen of the videos. So hey, let me thank those people like Al, Kim Ho, Scuzzo, John Parker, Jake Jansons, Mike, who is that? Timu Hellas Haryu, PJ McMullen, Violet Moon, The Beast Father, Aaron Goodwine, Jason Kaus. Hey, we just talked about him. Andrew Hunt, Cody Buckowing, Casey, Gothic Man, Pinball Witch, Jason Doan, Mr. Dr. Lewis, Connor Kennedy, and ALK Alters. So thank you all so very much for your support, and to all the lifeguards at every tier, and to all of you listening, just everybody. I appreciate it so much. And yeah, with that, we'll be done because we've been talking forever. So this has been episode 656, wow, of the Mana Pool. Thank you all so very much for joining us. And what do you think of the new stuff in Dominaria United?